Assalamualaikum and good evening. My name is Siti Zahra binti Jahaya. I'm the first presenter from the Group 1. The topic of the assignment of the Group 1 is Introduction to Economics. In this chapter, we will know about the basic economic concepts that have been illustrated in this assignment, which are scarcity, choice, and opportunity cost. In making decision to purchase the good, a person should consider these three principles. Firstly, scarcity is how people use scarce or limited resources to fulfill the unlimited human wants. Secondly, making the best choice due to scarcity, which involve a rational decision after considering available alternative. Lastly is opportunity cost, where defined as the number of good foregone or the second best alternative, and its benefit is given up in making the best decision. Besides, in this assignment also show the relationship between demand and supply. Demand is defined as different quantities of good or service which buyers are willing and able to buy a different possible price in a specific period, while supply is defined as the producer ability and willingness to supply different quantities of goods or service at different possible price and time range. When quantity demand and quantity supply are equal, it will show the market equilibrium. During market equilibrium, the point of stability is achieved and there will be no tendency for price and quantity to change. Change in demand and supply will alter the equilibrium price and quantity from the initial position. So, the graph show the production of car and butter. So the first question is, describe the opportunity cost of car in this nation. Opportunity cost show when in obtaining more in one type of output require having favor of the other type of output. In this situation, in obtaining more in production butter, the nation need to sacrifice the amount of production the car. Meanwhile, as the nation production possibility curve shape is straight line, they indicate that as more unit of the butter are produced, the same number of car will have to be sacrificed. For example, at point A, the nation produces 2 car and 0 butter. Produce 3 units of butter, a unit of car must be sacrificed. Therefore, as the opportunity cost is constant, to produce another 3 units of butter, another unit of car need to be sacrificed. So the next question is, explain why the nation cannot produce both 3 car and 4 butters. The nation cannot produce both 3 car and 4 butters because there are insufficient units of labor. The basic need to produce of car is 6 units of labor and a butter is 2 units of labor. This leads where to produce 3 car required 18 units of labors and 4 butter required 8 units of labors. Sum of 26 of labor required in total. Therefore, the nation only has 12 units of labor. It shows the scarcity arise when there are unlimited wants when limited unit of labors. Due to scarcity, this will apply concept of choice, in which choosing the attainable point of boundary, point A, point B, and point C, which reflect efficient combination of production. The next question is, explain why the nation should not produce 1 car and 2 butter. The nation should not produce both 1 car and 2 butter because there will be insufficient production. This leads where to produce 1 car required 6 units of labor and 2 butter only required 4 units of labors. The total unit of labor required are only 10 units of labors, as the nation has 12 units of labor. This indicates that there are 2 units of unemployed resources in this nation. This will reflect unemployed, wasted, and insufficient allocation in the nation. Therefore, nations should apply concept of choice in which choosing the attainable point of boundary, point A, point B, and point C, which reflect efficient combination of production. So that's all from me from the topic A. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Atira Binti Halim. I'm the second presenter. I will present part B. Scarcity is how people use scarce or limited resource to fulfill the unlimited human wants. Secondly, making the best choice due scarcity, which involves a rational decision after considering available alternative. For example, the more food you choose to buy, the less money you will have left to spend on other goods. Besides, it must ensure to maximize the profit that we earn. Lastly is opportunity cost, were defined as the number of goods forgone or the second best alternative, and its benefit is given up in making the best choice. For example, we have known someone who owns a cafe. Every end of the month, he will restock and buy a bunch of cocoa powder. Milo as it was one of the main stock. However, it showed the price of the Milo is quite expensive compared to the cocoa powder, and his cafe gained less profit. There are examples of a chocolate flavor milk powder and its price. Milo is a chocolate flavor milk powder product that highly demand among the countryside, but technically, due to amount of cocoa product in the industry decrease, there has been risen the price of cocoa. The company of Milo, Nestle Berhad, has raised the price of the Milo. This shows the rises of scarcity is the amount of cocoa limited, but the demand of the chocolate flavor milk powder is higher. Meanwhile, there are also other chocolate flavor milk powder produced by other company, which is Ovaltine, which is cheaper compared to Milo. This shows there are another alternative which more low cost. In this situation, the buyer need to make rational decision based on the price between those two products. We believe that choosing Ovaltine is the best choice as the price is lower and we can maximize the profit. As the Ovaltine has been chosen, it will occur opportunity cost, in which of opportunity cost of Ovaltine is the Milo that is foregone. This shows the buyer could save more money between the price of the chocolate flavor milk powder. It is the proven that person should make the decision wisely based on the basic economic concept there before purchase the goods to gain the more profit.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. Good evening. My name is Muhammad Farid bin Subri. I'm the third presenter of the Group 1. So we go to Part C. Case study. Property price will rise next year as construction material become more expensive. Home buyer and investors should buy now because property price are expected to rise next year due to higher building material costs in most building category, according to Knight Frank, Malaysia Deputy Managing Director Kit Oil. I said rising material will eventually have a trickle-down effect on selling price. The implication is that with rising costs, I would anticipate a gradual increase in terms of moving forward, he said today at the Property Guru virtual panel discussion on Property Market Outlook 2022. Building material become more expensive after construction resume, according to the OSM, due to the government implement of the Movement Control Order in June 2021 and 4 phase of the National Recovery Plan. I believe that despite higher building material price and new variant 2022 will outperform 2021 due to pent-up demand from potential home buyer and investor. Okay, for the question A, define market equilibrium, show in a diagram and briefly explain the effect or increase in the cost of production of the property market. Market equilibrium is a condition whereby quantity demanded and quantity supply are equal. There would be no tendency for the price and quantity to change. It's a situation where buyers are willing to purchase goods and service, and sellers are willing to sell the same good and service at a given price. It shows the rises in the material or construction cost will cause decreasing in supply that will shift the supply curve leftward from S0 to S1. The equilibrium price will increase from P0 to P1, while the equilibrium quantity will fall from Q0 to Q1 is because to ensure the properties market gain more profit. Besides, as the construction cost increase, this will cause the demand become decrease and shift the demand curve shift leftward from D0 to D1. The original equilibrium level change from E0 to E1. Question B, state two reasons why people should buy property now and explain. Price of property will rise on the next year as the construction materials such as cement, steel and iron become more expensive. This eventually affect the selling price to become higher. This shows that people should buy now before the selling price of the property rises. Besides, according to the OSM, due to the government implementation of the Movement Control Order in June 2021 and 4 phases of the National Recovery Plan, the building material become more expensive after construction resume. It's because the material building become more expensive after construction resume is because the time of the construction left overdue to pandemic has affected the timeline of completing the project and rising of construction material. This belief that people should buy the property now before the selling price of the properties rises. We go to question C. I believe that despite higher building material price and a new variant, 2022 will outperform 2021 due to pent-up demand from potential home buyer and investor. Based on this statement, briefly explain with an illustration the implication of the market equilibrium of property. Based on the statement, briefly explain that it will rises in building material price that will cause decreasing in supply that will shift the supply curve leftward from S0 to S1. The equilibrium price will increase from P0 to P1, while equilibrium quantity will fall from Q0 to Q1. Besides, it's also mentioned that it will outperform 2021 due to pent-up demand from potential home buyer and investor. This shows that the demand will increase and shift the demand curve rightwards. The original equilibrium level change. The last one is a question D. State and briefly explain any two determinants that would increase the supply of property. The first one is higher the level of technology because it will use smaller quantity of resources in labor used for production, which it will reduce the cost of production. This consequently increase the supply of a product as the cost of production decrease, which lead to the lower of selling price. The second one, beside the increasing the number of supply, so there will be more output can be produced in the market. Hence, the supply will increase. For conclusion, in accordance with the present study, conclusion can be drawn that economics is a social science that examines how people choose among the alternatives available to them. The three fundamental economic questions are: what should be produced, how should goods and services be produced, for whom should goods and services be produced. Based on this, we can conclude the demand, supply and equilibrium. Besides, there are three principles that need to apply in purchase in goods, which has been stated above. Scarcity implies that we must give up One alternative in selecting another, a good that is not scarce is a free goods. Every choice has an opportunity cost. An opportunity cost affect the choice people makes. The opportunity cost of any choice is the value of the best alternative that had to be forgone in making that choice. Thank you.